Transformed by faith. Paul's journey with Jesus. Introduction. Have you ever felt like you've made too many mistakes for God to use you? Maybe you've doubted your worth or believed your past disqualifies you from His purpose. If so, let me introduce you to a man named Paul. A man who went from persecuting Christians to becoming one of the greatest apostles in history. Paul's life is proof that Jesus can change anyone, no matter how far they've strayed, and use them for His glory. Today, we'll explore Paul's incredible faith in Jesus and what we can learn from it. Paul's radical transformation. Acts 9:1-19. Paul's journey didn't begin in faith. It began in opposition. He was once known as Saul, a Pharisee devoted to crushing the early church. He believed he was doing God's will by hunting down Christians. But everything changed on the road to Damascus. A blinding light surrounded him, and Jesus spoke directly to him. "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" Acts 9:4. In that moment, Saul was humbled, blinded and helpless. He realized that the very Jesus he opposed was the true Messiah. 3 days later, Saul was healed, baptized, and transformed, becoming Paul, a bold ambassador for Jesus. Lesson: no one is too broken for Jesus to restore. His grace is greater than our past. 2. Paul's unshakable faith in Jesus. 2 Corinthians 4:8-9. Paul's newfound faith wasn't easy. He faced intense persecution, beatings, shipwrecks, imprisonment, yet his trust in Jesus never wavered. Paul wrote, "We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed." 2 Corinthians 4:8-9. Paul's strength didn't come from himself. It came from Jesus. Even in suffering, Paul knew that Jesus was with him. Lesson: faith in Jesus gives us strength to endure even the darkest trials. 3. Paul's message of salvation by faith. Ephesians 2:8-9. Paul preached a powerful message that salvation is not earned, but freely given through faith in Jesus. He wrote, "For it is by grace you have been saved, through faith. And this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast." Ephesians 2:8-9. Paul knew this truth firsthand. He was saved not because he was righteous, but because Jesus' mercy reached him in his lowest moments. Lesson: Jesus offers salvation freely to anyone who believes, no matter their past. 4. Paul's call to imitate Christ. Galatians 2:20. Paul didn't just believe in Jesus, he surrendered his entire life to Him. He declared, "I have been crucified with Christ and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me." Galatians 2:20. Paul's identity was no longer tied to his past failures. It was anchored in Jesus. Lesson: true faith leads to a transformed life, where Jesus takes center stage. Conclusion: from sinner to saint, Paul's story shows us that no one is too lost, too broken, or too sinful for Jesus to redeem. His transformation teaches us 3 powerful truths. Jesus' grace can change anyone. Faith in Jesus gives us strength through trials. Salvation is a gift we receive by trusting in Him. Today, Jesus is calling us, just like He called Paul, to turn from our old ways and follow Him in faith. Will you answer that call? Closing prayer. Lord Jesus, thank you for the incredible example of Paul's faith. Remind us that no one is beyond your reach. Strengthen our hearts, deepen our trust, and help us to live boldly for you. In your precious name, Amen. If you'd like an expanded section, deeper insights, or practical applications for daily life, let me know.